most people don't go to a bar, the same bar every
night.
single day, right?
I hope.
Like this is for any coffee shop too, but we have this weird, cool opportunity because of the things that we're into, surfing, snowboarding, all that kind of shit, and then the community. Like there's all these different little layers that come into what we're trying to do. Taking what we have in our mind in terms of products and then coupling that with the community that we want to be a part of. That
Synergy?
chemistry, yeah, that synergy right there. I don't know. We could do a lot of cool things. We have this weird potential of having a physical place where people can come and gather and hang out and then go like do their day. So it's like it's a little bit more stable than like a bar or a restaurant. All right, Jordan. So you're from Arizona.
Yep.
How'd you end up in San Diego?
Growing up, played a lot of. I was club soccer guy, so we were always out here a couple times a year for tournaments. My dad had work out here, so we'd spend summers. And yeah, dude, just Arizona's close enough, but I needed to get the hell out of my current situation back in AZ, and this was kind of always on my radar and where I wanted to end up.
Got it. Did you move out here with Brittany?
Yeah.
So you guys, well, how did you meet?
We were having a party, and
Back in Arizona.
back in AZ, I moved into a house with a couple buddies, and she wound up being my next door neighbor.
Okay, so then you guys partied together.
Partied. She had a boyfriend at the time. Obviously, that didn't work out because we're going on almost 15 years now.
Holy shit, 15 years? Dude,
yeah.
That's so long.
Psychotic, huh?
No, that's good though.
It's good.
Good, yeah.
I knew when I knew. So, yeah, we've been together for, it'll be 15 years in May.
Damn, dude.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. So you guys moved out here together. Where'd you guys move to?
We lived in that little gated community right across from Carlsbad Campgrounds.
Oh, that must have been pretty fun.
That's right. We lived down the street from Josh Kerr. They hated us because we just had the party house. And
So you guys were like way out of place.
Oh my God, beyond. I can only imagine the neighbors in this place were just absolutely livid with our situation.
Total party house in the middle of a neighborhood with grown ass people
Yeah.
and families.
Families. We had a really nice family that lived next door, and we were just raging till 3, 4 in the morning every night, pretty much.
Sick. And how long did you move out? Like when did you move?
2010.
Okay, so you've been out here for 13 years.
Yeah, like a year and a half after I met Britt, we moved out.
What were you doing for work when you first moved out here?
I was trying to go to school.
Oh.
That didn't work out.
What happened?
It wasn't for me.
School's not for you.
Nah, I couldn't sit and listen,
Yeah.
as you probably know.
I hated school.
Yeah, I just couldn't hack it. I didn't really have the discipline to sit through class, and I just kind of wanted to start working.
So where was the first job?
First job was San Diego.
Whoa.
Yeah, when there was
Okay,
the
so
outlet mall.
now that you say that, now I remember you've had all these retail type jobs.
Yeah,
Like San Diego, and then what was the one at the mall?
and then I went to that was the one at the mall, Nordstrom.
Nordstrom.
Sold women's shoes for 2 years, loud and proud. Sick.
Dude, tell me some of the scammy little shit that goes on at Nordstrom's.
That place was very volatile workplace. They pay well, and that's why there's still people there that
There's
I worked
commission,
with.
right? When you're
It's all
selling.
commission pretty much, but it's just a mindless, easy job.
Okay, but I think is it you that was telling me that if in those types of jobs, they'll come to refund something or
Oh yeah, we'd get these Mexican kind of hooker type women that would come in with their sugar daddies, and they'd buy a couple grand worth of shoes, and then these chicks would come back the next day and return them all, and they get cash back.
Oh shit.
So returns worked against you, right? So you get 2 G's at returns on you, you're working your way out of the hole all day long. So you're almost like a
so you
double-edged
lose the
sword.
commission on it.
Yeah. Or you have a big sale last day of the month, and they come back the next day, you start the month off negative.
Damn. What about if somebody brings something back to exchange it? Was there a little bit of a situation where
Oh yeah, salespeople would rip each other off.
yeah, so you refund it,
Yeah.
so then they get their money back, and then they would rebuy it on your.
Typically, the salesperson was supposed to re-ring it up under the original salesperson number, but that
Nobody
barely
ever did
happened.
that.
Dude, there's this one Dade, that got popped for people would buy boots and then they'd have them stretched out in the back because they had big calves or whatever. And there were like a few pairs of boots being stretched, and he went back, returned them all onto a gift card, and then re-rang them up using the gift card under his number.
Wow.
Yeah, just shady stuff
Just
like that.
sketchy shit, yeah.
Super shady.
Yeah.
Good old Nordstrom. Yeah.
Taryn went to go return some boots at Nordstrom's over Christmas, and she was all tripped out that they weren't going to take them back and shit. I was like, no way, dude. They'll take anything back and then they'll fucking re-ring it up.
Dude, you could bring a tire in there that you didn't even buy there, and they'd somehow give you money for it.
You know, at Costco, they'll take back like fucking birthday cakes and shit.
Yeah. People like buy a Wave Storm and then ride it for a year, snap it, and take it
Yeah.
back.
Costco's actually a crazy place. I had a buddy in college that worked there, and they have like silent, like, you know, secret shopper people like walking around to see if people are trying to steal shit.
I got caught by one of those in a Walmart when I was a senior in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Casa Grande, heading down to Tucson for a concert. I had a little too much to drink. I wanted more, so we stopped off at a Walmart. I decided to try and shove a bottle in my pants and sneak out because I was super sneaky.
Yeah.
And they popped me, so I ran. And then
What did you do with the bottle? You drop it?
I left it. I didn't bring it out of the store, so I thought I was like, okay. I didn't actually steal anything. I just walked to the front door.
Right.
You know, and then I run to my buddy's minivan that we were taking down to the concert, and I hide in the back, and then I pop my head up, and there's like 10 employees waiting outside the van. So then I try and run from there, and like a retired cop grabbed me, put me in like a full Nelson,
Shit.
held me to the ground until the cops came.
Did you get in trouble?
Yeah, but what was weird was they took me to holding until my dad came and picked me up, which is like the worst drive back to Cave Creek ever. But I heard them on the phone with my dad, and they were like, yo, is he drinking? Like, was he already drinking? They're like, oh no, we caught him before he could drink anything, but I was drunk as a skunk. And
So they didn't
apparently I
know.
was just good at hiding it.
Wow.
One of the many reasons why I don't drink now.
That's a pretty
Just
funny story.
non-alcoholics. Yeah, got a few of those.
Okay. So San Diego and then Nordstrom's and then
In between those guys, I worked at Rain for a bit,
okay.
just interning.
Okay.
Did that unpaid for a few months, just kind of learning the ins and outs of their business, helping out with like sales and whatever like current marketers that they had.
Yeah.
Then I went to Nixon, worked in their warehouse. Shout out to Chad.
Did you ever talk to him about this?
No,
You should tell him.
I may have mentioned it to him. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, worked in their warehouse for a little while. That wasn't for me. Just walking around picking orders was not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Kind of go crazy not talking to anybody all day. And then from there, that's when I went to Nordstrom.
Okay.
Did the Nordstrom thing for a few years, and then I got into online marketing, which was awful.
Cold calling people.
Yeah, getting yelled at all day.
I hated that.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Dude, one time I was, before we started Bump, I worked in like software sales, and I was doing, I would actually sell to recruiting firms, LinkedIn, like sale
Like
or
premium memberships, or like LinkedIn Recruiter Pro. or
LinkedIn
whatever.
Recruiter, yeah. So I only had maybe 200 accounts that I could call on. So it doesn't take that long to get through those accounts, right? So you get in a groove where you're just like calling the same fucking receptionist or secretary or whatever, or like assistant every fucking week. And I pissed somebody off. It was this recruiting firm out of LA, I think. And I called them so many times and was just basically the same lines every single time I would call them. Like, acted like I had never talked to them before because they would always shut me down. And so I just didn't even acknowledge the previous getting
Just
denied.
act like it never happened.
Exactly. Well, the owner of the recruiting firm got so pissed that he just looked at like the email address and he copied and pasted or whatever, and then he just did whatever variation possible for Jeff Weiner, the CEO, and he got one.
Oh, shit.
And it went through to the CEO of LinkedIn, and it got like trickled back down to me, and my boss had to have a conversation with me like, yo, dude, what the fuck did you do? And I was like, I didn't do anything. I was just calling him, you know?
Doing your job.
Anyways, my boss was a G, and he was like, we're going to call him again. So
Yes.
he fucking called him, got him on the phone, like apologized, all this shit. And then as soon as they kind of like made amends, he tried to sell it, like get them to buy. And the dude was like, what the fuck?
What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
You can't,
like-
hey, you can't cut that.
Yeah. It was just funny though, because it like, yeah, I don't know. Funny stuff in sales. Cold calling is a ruthless,
Yeah.
it's a ruthless
Gives
job.
you a thick skin.
Yeah. Getting shut down that much is tough, but it can be worth it.
Yeah. Money was
So
all
after the cold calling gig, then what?
right. Then I went into recruiting for like biotech,
Okay.
medical device, pharmaceutical industry. It was cool. It was just tough because it was all like temporary positions. So like trying to convince somebody to leave a full-time job to take a 6, 8, 12-month contract was
Yeah.
kind of a tough sell. Did that, and then I went and worked for I kind of got more into like what made me happy and what I wanted to do, like actually being stoked to go to work.
Yeah.
Always been a fan of this pocket knife company called James Brand.
Yep.
I saw like randomly that they had a job opening in Carlsbad, and I had to like do a double take. I was like, because I thought they were based out of Portland. Did a little more research, and they were like running their operations out of Carlsbad. So I applied for that, and then I went to work for them for about a year, doing like customer service, internal sales, shipping, receiving. Super small team, so I got to do a lot of different things.
Yeah. That's dope.
It was fun.
And then with the COVID,
All this stuff happened, and then I find myself just kind of like I started working then after that for Encinitas Express, which is just like a local soccer club, just
Okay.
handling all their like business partnerships, getting funding for the league,
yep.
stuff like that. And then that also like towards the middle of COVID just really dried up because
Yeah.
sports just stopped.
Yep.
So there was really no need. And then there I found myself back in the Cardiff parking lot, ran into Ryan. I think it was like maybe a couple months after my second child was born. And yeah, started talking to Ryan and
Did you come to the coffee truck when we had that set up at Pipes?
yep.
So you had met Ryan there initially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we ever meet there?
I don't know if I ever met you.
Because when Ryan said that, he's like, "Oh, dude, this guy Jorden," I was like, "Fuck, it's not ringing a bell."
No, I don't
I
think
felt like I would have remembered you.
Yeah, it was probably.
I would have definitely remembered you.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
No. No. So I think it was mostly Ryan
Yeah.
that I would run into.
So then you saw him and you kind of hit him up and said, "Hey, you guys looking for anybody?"
Yeah.
Did you guys communicate for a while, or was it like one or two times?
We communicated for a while, kind of off and on. And I
Okay.
would like just check back in. 'Cause he
How
said that
long do you think you guys talked for?
Maybe a couple months.
Oh, wow.
'Cause I think it was around like, maybe not that long. Because I started working with you guys in February.
Okay.
Stefan was born in December, so it was probably like a month.
Okay. So then I guess timing kind of worked out, and we,
You guys said you had big stuff on the horizon, that you guys were expanding and
yeah,
had some stuff in the works, that you were going to need some more, I guess, like manpower and
Yeah.
somebody that wanted to be long term.
yep,
And I was looking for something like that.
yeah. So it was, must have been around January timeframe then that we like met up.
Yeah.
We had dinner together. You brought your family over to Ryan's house. We
Yeah.
barbecued. Kind of just got to know each other because like you and Ryan are the only ones that had talked, and we didn't really know each other.
Right.
So then we got to shoot the shit and hang out and, chat with Britt and the kids and whatnot. And then it was like right after that, we said, all right, dude, it's on.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we really liked about you was like just so easy to talk to. You like talking to people, huh?
Yeah.
That's why that warehouse job didn't work out.
Yeah, for sure. Dude.
Yeah, so I think it was like pretty obvious that you could handle, you could have conversations. And then we always talk about like hiring people and managing people is definitely the hardest part of the business.
Sure.
But being able to communicate and have somebody that you get along with super well just makes it a little bit easier. And so that was one thing that really stuck out to us, right off the bat was like, dude, he seems and is now that we know, we've known you for a couple of years now. It's like, at that point it was like, he seems like he's like awesome and we would want to hang out with him outside of work, like somebody that we would call just to hang out. Right.
Yeah.
But then also the fact that you just seemed like well put together, you could, have conversations with anybody, and we're down for like what we were doing and what we had kind of like conveyed to you that like this is the trajectory of where we're trying to take this. So yeah, it worked out, and then now you're kind of like the guy, right? Are you like the guy?
What guy?
You're like the third component, I guess. Like in terms of, you're the person that's been here the longest at this point, right? And no end in sight, right?
Hell no.
Okay. But yeah, so
Not if
what's
Ryan
it?
has anything to do with it.
What's Ryan doing right now? He's just on his phone over there.
Networking.
Yeah. So yeah, what are some of the things that you've noticed like within the business that you really like that you didn't know before? And then what do you think about the community that we've built and that you've helped actually build over the last, couple of years?
I think that's like my favorite thing about this place.
Yeah.
The people. Working at Nordstrom, you got to just kiss everyone's ass.
Yeah.
And I'm not about that.
Yeah.
We kind of do a pretty good job of getting people to gravitate towards us that, like you said, we'd want to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like it didn't really feel like I was a part of much here until bump. Weirdly, you meet so many people, you like establish friendships with people. Shit, like you drive down the street and people are like honking and like kind of like waving at you because they know you. Mm-hmm. Like it's just
From
it's
the
a
shop.
trip. Like yeah. And I grew up in kind of a smaller town in Cave Creek, and it was just not really like that. People weren't very friendly. Everyone knew who everybody was, but it's like a completely different aspect and way that they communicate, and they just like, yeah. So that's one of my favorite things, is just that aspect of who we interact with on a daily basis. And it also feels like we're kind of like, not to be like mushy, but like kind of like helping people out. Like we kind of like, people can come in a bad mood. We shoot the shit, we bullshit, we talk about what's going on, and then they leave and they're in a better place when they take off. And it's pretty...
Totally.
We're not like therapists by any means, because I would never pay me for advice on anything, but
kinda.
a little bit.
Right.
We're like a sounding board, and we kind of fire back too when we need to, which is fun.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think that like Ryan and I moving down here and not really knowing too many people, it's been super fun to build a community and then become a part of a larger community here in Encinitas, where there's so much going on when it comes to action sports, surfing and snowboarding and skating, and just being able to be a part of it and serve coffee to everybody. And then, like you said, like you're driving around town and you'll see somebody that you either work with or that comes into the shop. And I don't know, it's just kind of a cool feeling to have that type of community where, like you said, where you're from, people maybe not do that kind of shit. You might not like wave to somebody that you
just knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan and I are from the Bay Area, so there's a shit ton of people. And like just in the area that we grew up, there's like, 1 million people, right? So like the chances of you seeing somebody that you know are pretty rare just because there's so many people. Where here, like I feel like I see people all the time. Yeah. Which is cool. It's super cool.
Sometimes it's tough though when you want to.
Oh yeah.
Just like, get away from work for a little bit. You can't go to the beach.
Yeah. We'll just go east. Yeah.
Go to the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And then in terms of like what we've done this last year with growing this shop and the community around this one, and then like where we're going, what are your hopes and dreams?
I honestly don't even think I could imagine where we'll be in a few years.
Yeah.
I remember when I started, the goals and the numbers we were trying to hit are like stuff we would laugh at now. Yeah. And that's in the matter of 2 years.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so funny.
To like even try and comprehend what we're capable of right now is it's hard to do, but I know that you guys have big goals for this place. I do too. Yeah. I really not to sound crazy, but I could see us being kind of like you said, like a Red Bull in some point in our career. Yeah.
Well, I think we just we have this weird potential of having a physical place where people can come and gather and hang out and then go like do their day So it's like it's a little bit more stable than like a bar or a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like a bar or a restaurant, you're going to spend way more money,
Yeah.
and nobody goes to some people do, but most people don't go to a bar, the same bar every
night.
single day, right?
I hope not.
So like this is for any coffee shop too, but we have this weird, cool opportunity because of the things that we're into, surfing, snowboarding, all that kind of shit, and then some of the stuff that we have on the horizon, and then the community. Like there's all these different little layers that come into what we're trying to do, and putting ourselves in this community, and then hiring the people that we hire. I don't know. I get so excited thinking about it because we have access to like so many people in the action sports community, right?
Yeah.
So taking what we have in our mind in terms of products and then coupling that with the community that we want to be a part of, like that
Synergy?
chemistry, yeah, that synergy right there. I don't know. We could do a lot of cool things. So it's awesome that you're involved because you see that and you feel it and you're like, okay, I get it. Like it makes sense to me. Sometimes it's like if people don't get it, it becomes really hard for them to like work here in a sense because like we're so like, this is it. This is how we're going to do it. And it's really easy for like people like you and like everybody on the team right now, actually, I think really gets it.
Sure.
But in the past, there's been people that are like, what? Like, it doesn't make sense. And that's kind of the cool part is because it hasn't really been done before.
Right. I also find that the people that don't get it, they're not here for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I've never worked in a place before where I didn't have at least one asshole that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Like, that was just always it.
Yeah.
Always from wherever you work, there was always some guy that you see him and you're like, oh, fuck, man, that guy.
Yeah,
Here,
generally speaking, somebody that doesn't fit in or doesn't
Just-
like vibe with the culture is going to get, either they're going to leave on their own pretty quick or we're going to have to ask them to leave.
Yeah.
But that's a huge part of like protecting what we've built and then protecting the future.
Sure.
Because if you start to allow some sort of toxicity into the business, into the culture amongst employees, or, that's not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all. But yeah, you got anything else?
No,
Let's talk about kids real quick.
Oh, okay. Sick.
Okay, Jordan has 2 kids currently. How old's Radley?
6.
And then Zeppelin is
2.
2, and you're having a third boy.
Yeah. Come like end of July, early August.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's your talk? Let's talk about. I'm about to have a little baby girl. So
That's right.
And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, just wait, just wait." And half of them I feel like are like, "Oh, you're fucked. You're never gonna sleep," and then half of them are like, "It's gonna be the best thing in the world."
It's both.
Okay, so
I think they're all
Elaborate.
telling you the truth.
what's
Yeah,
that?
dude. I mean, your life changes, and you grow perspective on things. Some things don't matter to you anymore.
Like what?
Like for me, like surfing.
Yeah.
I surfed almost like as much as I could, multiple, like probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Up until Radley was like maybe 3,
Yeah.
and then he wants to hang out with you, and he wants to do stuff with you, and like that's that selfish stuff that I felt like and would trick myself into thinking that I needed to do to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes time away from your kids, and there's other things that I can do with him that I have fun with and make me a better dad.
Yeah.
But you can still have fun.
Is there anything that you feel like you have to do by yourself, for yourself, to make sure that you are fulfilled to the point where you can be a good dad?
I just need to wake up at least an hour before those little monsters do.
Okay.
Because if they catch you, get you out of bed, your whole day is just fucked. You're
Like
just
you're
behind the ball
yeah.
all day long. Catch up. So if you can like try and, I know it's hard with a newborn
Yeah.
because you never know when they're going to wake up. But if you can get up an hour, 2 hours before they wake up and get shit taken care of,
Yeah.
even just mentally, that like is the difference in a good day and a bad day. Maybe not a bad day, maybe just a tiring day. A
Yeah.
day where you feel like you're behind.
Interesting.
That's my 2 cents, man.
That's your 2 cents?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
You're
There's part of me that's like, dude, I don't like that people say, oh, just wait. And they have this negative tone.
That's silly.
Yeah.
They just want to see you squirm because you're a big tough guy, and they're just trying to make you feel a little scared.
I in the back of my head, I'm like, well, literally billions of people have had kids before. So.
Bro, they have kids in little villages. You know what I mean? Where they're
Oh
living
yeah,
on
that's
dirt
like
and
one
if
thing that
like, come on, you'll be fine. You got this.
exactly. That's what I've been singing that song this entire time with like all the freaking car seats and this stroller and that stroller. I'm just like, dude, let's fucking have this thing in the sand next to the turtles.
Yeah.
And strap it to my back. We'll fucking
Dig
go
out
for
a little hole to have it right into, like the turtles.
Taryn doesn't like that line of.
She's like, oh,
She doesn't
I
like
get
that
it though. She wants to feel secure. And
Nah,
safe
yeah,
and
yeah, for sure. But
maybe by baby number 2, you'll have it in the sand.
actually, that was super funny. She took the dog on a walk on the beach, and she was talking about turtles having like laying their eggs, and I thought she said, "I saw a girl." Like, and I was like, dude, see, we could do that. And she was like,
Cabo.
she wasn't happy about that one.
No.
Yeah. But, all right, so just get up earlier than the kids.
Yeah.
All right,
That's my advice for you.
cool. Do you have any questions for me?
How many kids are you guys planning on having?
2.
Okay.
But we wouldn't be upset if we had like twins on the second one. But neither one of us has twins in our family.
Don't jinx yourself.
Actually, one of the guys that comes to the coffee shop, he has twins, and I think it's what is it? They're identical. So like, the egg splits like after it's been fertilized,
Right.
right? Where I guess fraternal,
It's hereditary.
it's hereditary
Yeah.
because like I guess the female will drop 2 eggs. So
That'd be wild.
yeah, dude, it's gonna
One
be
baby's
interesting.
enough. One at a time.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Drew. Appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. This is
Alrighty.
Jordan Mays, by the way. Oh, and don't forget to like us on YouTube and subscribe on Spotify.
We need to get some sponsors on.
Where
here.
can people find you, Jordan? Jordan Mays on Instagram?
Yeah, it's me.
All right, cool.
Ian.
You selling anything on there yet?
No, but I should.
You should probably hit the OnlyFans, dude.
Money.
Spell it. Jordan Mays, how do you spell it?
JORDEN
E.
MAYES.
Cool.
They are.
All right, thank you.
Later.